Hello friends, it's Styx. Welcome back to my channel and happy Valentine's Day. I have a special video for you today. I'm doing a collab with Jenna Gets Creative here on YouTube, and we decided to swap sketches and finish each other's sketches in whatever way we wanted, but the sketches would be love themed. So if you'd like to see the sketch that I created for Jenna, be sure to check out Jenna's video. I'll leave the link below. Jenna is also the creator of a challenge here on YouTube called the No Box Art Box Challenge, where you take any of the art box subscriptions like Scrawlrbox or Sketchbox or Art Snacks, and you pick one that looks interesting, that has supplies that you might be able to replicate with things you already own. And one of the rules of the challenge is you're not allowed to buy anything new, you have to use what you have. A little bit ago, Jenna challenged me to do her challenge, so I figured since this is a collaboration with her, this would be the perfect time to live up to that challenge. So I am going to be doing that today as well, and trying a new medium I've never tried before. Okay, I'm excited, let's get into it. Here is the sketch that Jenna sent me. Isn't it adorable? Oh my gosh, two flamingos in love. Her sketch is so neat, it's pretty much line work, but that's gonna change because I'm gonna be using a medium that requires me to sketch this onto a different piece of paper. The art box I've chosen to recreate today is Scrawlrbox number 51, which was from November 2019. And the supplies were a 3B pencil, which I have a 4B, and that's the closest I have. Number 6 round brush, which I have here in this pack of brushes that I got from Hobby Lobby. And a starter set of gouache with 6 colors. I don't have the exact colors, but we're going to do our best. It has a comb eraser, and I have this General's tri-tip, and a couple pieces of watercolor paper. So I have this Strathmore 500 series 100% cotton watercolor paper, and those are the supplies I'll be using today. So as I mentioned, I didn't have the exact gouache colors that came in the Scrawlrbox, but I'll be using black for the ivory black. And then I did have the same white, titanium white, or white as Bob Ross would say. I have a lemon yellow instead of the cadmium yellow that came with the box. A crimson red, which is close to the alizarin crimson that comes in the Scrawlrbox set. Cerulean blue instead of cobalt blue, so I'm not sure how different that'll be. And the closest I had to portrait pink was this vermilion, which isn't super close, but it was the best I had. So next I was just gonna swatch them all, except for the white, and see what they look like once they were dry, because I know that with gouache, sometimes the colors can change when it's wet to when it's dry, and I just wanted to have a little reference so I could see what that would be like. I don't have a light box, so in order to get Jenna's lovely sketch onto my watercolor paper, I tried to use my iPad as a light box, and I had this sketch in Procreate, and then I put my watercolor paper on top of that and tried to trace it. I was in the darkest room of my house. There was no light coming in, but I could still barely see the sketch underneath, and on top of that, every time I moved the paper, it moved the image in Procreate, and I know that the older iPads had a way to turn off touch controls, but I couldn't find a way to do that with my iPad Pro. So there were a couple double lines happening there, and I'm just gonna have to figure it out as I go. I tried to get as close as possible to Jenna's original sketch. Okay, so I have 2 palettes to give me plenty of mixing space. I've got my 2 waters for clean water and dirty water. I have paper towels to clean up any messes or wipe my brush, and now I'm ready to get started. This is actually the very first time I'm trying to create a painting with gouache. I have had this gouache for a while, And I've been really excited to try it, but also really nervous because it seems like it can be a tricky medium to get the hang of. I've watched a lot of process videos on YouTube and gouache tutorials, but I still kind of felt like I was making it up as I went along. I started with the subjects because I feel like if I messed them up, then there was no point in continuing the painting, so I wanted to make sure I got them right first, and by them, of course, I mean our lovely flamingos. That way, if I really screwed it up, I could start over. I definitely had fun using this paint in an opaque manner. I have a little bit of experience with watercolors, and sometimes it really frustrates me how transparent they are and how you have to build up from light to dark, and you can't really go back and do some more light on top of the dark. I've never really had a great relationship with watercolors, even though I'm trying to teach myself to like them. So the gouache was actually a really nice change from that watercolor situation. I really enjoyed how I could go back over the dark with some mid-tones or lighter tones, and how it would reactivate and kind of automatically blend into each other, kind of like how alcohol markers blend, which I really love alcohol markers, so it felt very natural to me, which was actually pretty surprising to me because the last time I had experience with painting was when I was probably about 12 or 13, and I took an oil painting class. I was really big into Bob Ross at the time, and my dad sprung for oil classes and all the supplies that went with it, and it was kind of amazing. But once I finished the, I think, 8-week class, I didn't really do much oil painting after that because it was hard to set up at home with the pets and everything else. I'd love to get back into oil painting at some point, actually, but I'd have the same problems now as I did then. We have a lot of pets and not very many places I could put that kind of a setup. But other than that, I've just dabbled a little bit in watercolor in my sketchbook recently within the past year or so, and that's about all the painting traditionally that I've done. I do a lot of digital painting, but this is definitely altogether a different beast. So yes, I was quite nervous to do this piece. I really wanted to do Jenna's sketch justice, and I was pretty worried that I would just flub it up. I definitely made a lot of mistakes and I learned a lot, but I think the end result actually looks pretty decent. Let me know what you think when we get there.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. you can say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Definitely one of the biggest challenges I had while working on this piece was the size of the brush and the fact that I only had one. I definitely felt like I could have used some smaller detail brushes because I was working fairly small, and maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have tried to go a bit bigger, but that's something that I probably wouldn't have known without trying it. The water part of this illustration was really intimidating. I'm not great at drawing water or painting water, definitely, even digitally, so I was pretty nervous about this part. I think I ended up getting it to look not too bad. The reflections helped a lot, I think, to get it to look like they were standing in water. By the way, if you're joining me for the first time today, welcome. Thanks for being here. I hope that you enjoy your stay, and if you like what you see, please do click subscribe so that you can see my future videos. If you guys don't know about Jenna Gets Creative here on YouTube, I definitely would recommend checking her out. She does videos every Tuesday and Thursday, so she's super dedicated. I don't know how she does all that. She does very detailed and in-depth art box openings where she tells you how much everything is worth and really goes into detail about the art supplies contained in each box, how much they're worth, and whether or not the box as a whole is worth it. She packs a lot of information into her videos, and her illustrations are beautiful, so definitely go and check her out. I'm so happy she agreed to do a collaboration with me. This one has been really fun. Once I was done with the painting, I thought I would go back in with my 4B pencil and try to do some line work with it. I felt like there wasn't quite enough detail, and I also wanted to make sure that the illustration looked like the original sketch that was sent to me by Jenna, so I wanted to make sure those lines were there. I do think this helped make everything more clear, and I think it was the right decision in this case. Okay, so here's my finished piece. I hope you guys enjoyed the process as much as I did. I really enjoyed using gouache, and it's probably going to be something I use again in the future. If you like this video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you all so much for being here and watching, and again, make sure to check out Jenna's video. I can't wait to see what she's done with the sketch I sent her. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope your day is filled with love one way or another. Bye everybody.